Ruby? Okay, I already spent about 20 minutes brushing her out, so she's a lot cleaner than she was, but she's a smelly girl, aren't you? Stay right there. Stay right there. Now I want you to good shake. Okay, can you give us a shake? Good girl. Straight to the couch. Want a treat? Yeah? Let's go get a treat. I particularly like the way this corner turned out. I'll need to do some proper upholstery, but I like it. Looks good. A friend on Kia called me last summer and asked me if I wanted this cylinder thing, and why not? I knew I was going to be able to use it somewhere. This is perfect. I'm so glad I listened to myself in my dream, the one that told me to bring this bed frame back from outside where I had left it, hoping that somebody would take it. And I'm just so glad that I reclaimed it because it's a perfect little day bed under the skylight for reading, and it's a great guest bed. By bringing the single bed back, I was able to sort of get my head around this room a little bit more. It's by no means finished, but I brought the standing desk over here, and I rehoused most of what were in these shelves, and this is now office overflow. So the printer's here, and the scanner, and various things. I'm quite pleased with that for now. Everything that was bathroom related no longer needs to be there because this incredible piece of furniture, oops, which doesn't have handles yet, fits everything. Perfect. Sheep's yogurt, red berries, frozen, maple syrup, and a banana. Yummy. One of the unexpected bonuses of bringing Ruby into my life with Dicky Doo is that suddenly the cat is really needy. She really wants hugs and pets. And this cat never wanted to have a lot of physical interaction. But she watches me with the dog and she sees how much the dog enjoys it. And she's actually letting herself enjoy a pet here and again. There's definitely a competition of who gets more of my attention between Dicky Doo and Ruby, but they seem amicable. They regularly bump noses. I was just listening to this woman on YouTube who claims that she can actually hear animals speak, but like through vibration. And she was saying how the most important message that you can give your pets is that they're safe and that they have a forever home and that you will always take care of them. And I have been telling both of them that, both verbally and energetically, since each of them, respectively, came into my life. And it seems to be good advice because they're both really content and really calm. And we don't have any sort of separation anxiety issues or any barking issues or anything like that. Everybody's just kind of chill. And I mean, at the end of the day, isn't that what we all want to hear? That we're safe and that we're okay and that we always will be okay and we always will be safe. Okay. What you hear in the background is the cooker because I'm boiling some water, because I'm going to try boiling a couple of these and see what happens. Huh. Well, I like the shape of these, so I'm just going to leave them and see what happens when they dry. I'm not sure that this is a necessary step. That's why I'm experimenting. These two are inseparable. Wherever the dog is, the cat is. I'm recipe testing today. Acorn cookies are about to have a revolutionary change. I love developing recipes. It's always one of my favorite parts in the restaurant business. And then in this cookie business, it's always been one of my favorite parts. So I want to change everything. This is the flour that I make, which is gluten-free. But the cookies that have been sort of the flagship product are not gluten-free. And they're also too large. So after much deliberation, and after becoming highly sensitive to gluten myself, much more so than I ever have been, I have decided to go in a whole new direction with my business. And because it is, it's a real beast of an oven. Because it's also time to order new packaging. And those are ordered in the tens of thousands, at least 15,000 pieces. So it's a good chance every time I have to reorder packaging also to kind of rethink and tweak and just perfect the whole thing. I think I just want to go in an entirely new direction. I think I want to go into a smaller bag, a smaller cookie, a very different cookie, and 100% gluten-free. You know, when I started this business in 2015, gluten-free was very, very, very out of the mainstream. And it would have been very, very difficult to market something as gluten-free then. And so my attitude was to make a cookie that everybody would love and that would happen to have acorn in it. I was really concentrating on the acorn part of the story. But since then, gluten-free has become a way of life for many, many people. And the mill that I use for regular wheat flour has a gluten-free version now, one with leavening and one without. So I'm testing those out together with my acorn flour. And I'm starting off, my jumping board is a classic recipe from my mother's cookbook. My mother is Joyce Swetland. This is going to be a version of her old-fashioned ginger snap cookies, which were old-fashioned when she was a kid, and she just died at nearly 90 years old. The most important thing is obviously taste. Taste and mouthfeel. I want this new cookie to be just as wow as the old cookie was, but this time it's also gluten-free. That's a tough sell because a lot of people hate gluten-free stuff and they consider it completely inferior. That's why I want especially the texture, the smell, and the taste of the cookie to be so wow that the fact that it's gluten-free is just a bonus. I'm trying out different flours, different sugars, different spices. Hey Siri, set timer 10 minutes. This is such a fun new hobby, but it has taken over my house a bit. So here are the prototypes. So these beautiful shells from our acorns on Kea with felt acorns. And then, so I'm making all different color schemes. I just started realizing how much fun you can have with it as I learn the technique. And then those are going to be incorporated in something like this. This is just an idea board, basically, but I have oak leaves of different sizes and shapes, and then the acorns that I'm making. When I recently moved all of my things to this home and this location, I was able to really take stock of what I have. And so this project is born of things that I already have. It's really satisfying to use the things that I've already got in stock. So I have a lot of twine, all natural twine, and I have these. These are sorted oak leaves. So I have enough of these to get started. And then the second project, which is kind of trashing my house, is I am recipe testing, recipe developing for a brand new gluten-free version of the acorn cookie. It's going to be very different than the acorn cookie, the classic one that I've been doing since 2015. Actually, since 2011, but it's been in the blue bag since 2015. This is going to be an acorn ginger snap, gluten-free, dairy-free. It will have sugar. I'm sorry, but it's a cookie. And as far as I'm concerned, if you're careful with sugar and you have your little treats, that's fine. I started off with a gingerbread recipe that I had, and that's what these are. Gluten-free gingerbread. They're okay, but they're not what I'm looking for. And then this is my mom's classic recipe, but adapted to gluten-free. They're delicious. But then I realized I want to go dairy-free. So number 3, which is to be baked right now, is a coconut oil replacement for the butter. And then, of course, the gluten-free flours. Let's see. I think, no, it's not that one. I think this is the one I need to test now. Right. The house renovation is far from finished. I mean, there's so many things that I need to do here, but I'm so comfortable. For the first time in a long time, I'm just so comfortable having my crafts over there and my recipe development over here and my music and my podcasts and my cat and my dog. I'm just, so comfortable. So I'm having fun and I'm not worrying too much about the house. You know, I know what needs to be done. I know what's important not to leave for too long, but I'm taking a break. Sort of. I mean, I'm still doing stuff. That's not true. I'm not really doing anything. And this week I found a yoga group. There's some women my age in it, and that's something that I have not had for a long time. So yeah, I don't want to jinx it, but life is good. Okay, I'm gonna put this against a white wall so you can see it better. And I wanna know what you think. So those are the two that I made yesterday. This is number 3, and I have number 4 in the fridge chilling. Each time I'm tweaking something, and number 4 is an entirely new flour, so that might be very different. So these were cooked 8 minutes. This one was cooked 10, a little bit too long, as you can see. So a big part of the recipe development is costing it out, but also storing it and seeing how it behaves after days, weeks, and months. So I have some of these new ginger snaps in this bag, sealed up, and I will not open this for a month and see what happens. If they're absolutely super duper fresh tasting, then I'll do another 3-month, I'll keep these for 3 months and see how they do. Today we're going to cook off this one. This is a version that is with a gluten-free flour I haven't tried previously, together with my acorn flour. I'm doing a 50-50 mix for testing. And it also is a little bit lower in sugar than the previous doughs that I've been trying. You can hear my tank of an oven churning away, chugging away. I've owned this oven since 1997 when I bought it from my Mykonos restaurant. The Mykonos restaurant closed after the first season. That's a whole other story. I got screwed completely by a local mafiosos and lost everything that I had worked for 10 years. I have so many stories, and I don't know how many of them I should tell here. Okay, so this is a complete washout. This is the unleavened gluten-free flour together with my acorn flour in exactly the same amount as these were. These are. Oops. These are great. These are tasty. The texture's amazing. But this is with the leavened gluten-free flour. So at least we've ruled that out. We know which flour we're using. I would say at this point, I'm going to work on this particular iteration of the recipe, which is coconut oil, no dairy, no egg, and the leavened GF flour with the acorn flour. And now I'm going to tweak the flavors a bit. One of my problems with recipe testing this time is that this is kind of a spicy cookie. It's a ginger snap. It's a melt in your mouth, but gives you a kind of a burst of flavor. And I have such high tolerance for chili pepper and for hot things, and ginger can be spicy, that I'm going to have to get some other people to try what I'm doing, because I'm not a good judge of what the general public would like. Are you really both here? Come on, guys. Let me sleep.